we got him in. We got him in immediately, as I like to say. How you doing, sir?
Monday, oh, wish it was Sunday.
Oh,
Monday, oh.
Hey, I got my first sip. This may or may not have in it.
Well, I just had dinner and I'm chilling out. I was actually, I was learning all the new Synergy songs for the tours we have coming up.
Okay.
And, you know,
well, how about that?
I totally forgot like the whole, like one of the whole things about Synergy was it was a, like, I wrote all the songs to be challenging to sing and play at the same time, and they're fucking hard. So
Okay.
I'm in the studio, like, trying to make the vocals offset the guitar so that every single da 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 is taken up. You know what I mean? Like, there's no spot where the vocal and the guitar goes together. And I remember writing all the songs like, okay, this is going to be a mind fuck. Like, okay, I have to play this riff and sing this part that doesn't match the riff at all, unlike other songs like, that I've written. But this shit, I was practicing this, and I lost track of time, which is why like we're doing this now. But and now you're taken by surprise. You thought you were totally desensitized. No one ever saw that look in your eye. Like, that shit is fucking hard to fucking play and sing at the same time. And you know what? I gotta get obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with making songs all about being like technical and like, can I do this? Can I do this? But I can't do this. That's not good for the ears. That's just a challenge for my, you know, my coordination. Like, why do I?
Yeah,
why do I do that?
Well, but it's something that you definitely do, and I think we could talk about that, because I also noticed that, especially back even in CKY days, like everybody in the band would always be like, you know, like Darren's fucking like a mad scientist because he's playing all these riffs, but he's singing at the same time. And like, how can he function and coordinate himself to do that?
But that's fun. That's like doing like a cool, like if a skateboard trick was something that you could record and listen to, it wouldn't sound good. It would be like, that's what a skate trick is if you recorded it. But to watch a skate trick is like, whoa, I'm doing skate tricks in my songs, but there's nobody, like, no, people can't hear them like that. Like, it's a hearing thing only, and skateboard tricks are sight only. So what a lot of musicians are doing, especially me, which I've been doing for a long time, although I try to use my ear and my eyes and my coordination, is that I'm writing these songs that I wouldn't be happy with unless they were difficult to play. And so the challenge was like, I'm doing skateboard tricks on my guitar and with my singing. But like I said, you can only watch skateboard tricks. You can't hear them. So when you hear them, they sound like shh. So I'm in this like little bubble of, okay, I'm not going to be happy with anything I do unless it's hard for me to do. So no wonder, like, you know, a lot of hit songs are just like, you know, I've been fiddling with this acoustic all day. Da, 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 like, I could write that right now, like da, 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 da. But I'm like, happy with that because it just seems like that's easy thing. But like a song like Taken by Surprise is so hard. And now you're taken by surprise. You thought you were totally sensitized. That's fucking so stupid for me to be that intricate when it's all about, and that's why, you know, our fans are so smart because they hear that. They hear it, and then they try to, a lot of them that are guitar players, they make videos of them doing it because it's a challenge, and it's a small group of people that are trying to challenge themselves as guitar players and vocalists, or just guitar players that are trying to learn the riffs. And like, I'm just now coming to this conclusion where I'm just like, I can't believe, like, it's I can't write a song unless it's either keyboards or it's a different sound than a guitar, which on the keyboard, all kinds of different sounds. Like, I've been scoring music that's cool for horror movies and stuff like that, and it's very simple. I mean, it's not simple, but it's catchy, and you know, but I'm so tired of the sound of guitar that when I play something and I'm writing a song, it has to be challenging for me, or I'm not interested in it. And that's what makes Synergy Restored such a great album, is because it's the last time I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on challenging myself, guitar and vocals, just tight and coordinated.
Okay, well, I have two things to say. One, it's great that you emphasize and focus on the things that come naturally to you, and it makes sense, like, because you're into death metal and all this technical music, so it makes sense that that you just subconsciously put it into your own music in a way where it's like super challenging in different ways. It's super challenging in the fact that you're using different limbs and different melodies and different rhythms all at the same time, and you're doing it all at once. But also, I wanted to say, what do you mean by Synergy is going to be the last album that you are you trying to say that you're going to change something in the future, or what's going on?
I feel like by being too smart, I'm losing the opportunity to be fun.
Okay.
Like, I feel like when I write songs, I feel like a chaperone at prom night. Like, I'm keeping it under control, and I'm making sure that everybody has fun, but I'm not on the dance floor. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and I think that's exciting to hear, because that's going to show something possibly new coming out of you in the future that could be potentially, like, maybe the next most amazing thing you do. Who knows, right?
It's funny because the comments are already like, you want to go mainstream for your
No, I don't think that's what you're saying at all. You're saying you just said it. You just said it perfectly. You don't want to feel like you're the chaperone at a dance. You want to be on the dance floor. Like, that's got nothing to do with selling out at all.
Not the whole time. No. The thing about Synergy Restored, which is always going to be the best album, Synergy is always going to be the best album I've ever done, including Tactical, the World Under Blood album, because the vocals and the lyrics and the riffs are so against each other that it's kind of like the climax of, okay, I've made this as difficult as I could possibly make it and still make the songs good. So there's like a satisfaction there. Okay, everything is so challenging. Everything is so difficult. It's still catchy. It still has hooks. Now maybe, okay, this album is amazing, and it's going to be really fun to tour because it's challenging. All the songs are challenging. There isn't one then it's a, like, just, you know, if you pick up, who said that I wasn't right? I live for you. Like, that's simple, but adios, amigo. Like, that shit is like, I have to work on that stuff. Too many is about the kindness that they watch them grow. Evacuation bells. It's like, it's past the point of anything that offsets each other in beats, like and there's like on the guitar, but there's vocals that are going. It's hard to explain to people that aren't musicians.
Well, also just the fact, even if you were not playing all those complicated parts on the guitar, you're singing. Like, some people, it's very difficult just to play a G chord and sing a melody over a G chord that's ringing out. So you have to understand that it's very difficult in general, everything that you're doing for most people. And then you're just topping it with making it even more complicated
But
for your own reasons.
Think about how much art is difficult for other people. Like, look at people, like, there are people like that sketch with chalk, like charcoal fucking pencil, and they make this fucking picture that looks exactly like a photograph. You know, there are people that are artists that make shit like perfectly. And when I look at some of the stuff that people draw off of pictures, the first thing I say is, holy shit, how did you get these pencils and paint and whatever look exactly like this photograph? And a big example was when, all right, there's a Kiss box set out right now that's for their album Creatures of the Night, and when you open it up, there's so much cool stuff inside. There's like posters and the tour book and stickers and stage passes and the original tour program. But I opened up this one envelope, and inside, this artist had done replicas with pencil and charcoal. You know, I remember using chess, but it's like these little, you know, pieces of charcoal pencil that you use. But like, that made me realize art, you see art, but the idea to create art looks exactly like a photograph. To me, I could never do that. I have tried to draw. You know, my brothers are really good at drawing, and my grandfather was really good at drawing. But when I draw stuff, it looks hilarious. Like, I actually take pictures of my drawings because they're so bad that people like that they're bad. But music is not something you ever look at. It's something you only hear. And skateboard tricks are something you only look at. You don't hear. So music and skateboard tricks are complete opposite. I'm doing skateboard tricks on guitar. And I have to make sure that also be heard. So my music is sight and sound. It's like really weird. And I gotta like try to cut that off. Maybe get like a producer thing that'll help me simplify shit, but also, you know, make it intricate in a like production wise, like maybe like sophisticated keyboards and stuff like that. But like, I'm so bored of the sound of a guitar that I have to make it so puzzle. I have to make a puzzle out of my parts because I'm so bored by the sound of the guitar that I don't know how to write songs that are vocal oriented from the start. I always start with guitar riffs, and then I put vocals on. What would happen if I did vocals first and then wrote music under it, and it wasn't so fucking crazy and cohesive, perfect, and all that shit? People that are gonna be picked, but I do that because that's why they like the music, is because it's so, it's like that. So I'm never gonna trust. I don't know. I realize, looking at this from the Creatures of the Night box, the artist signed them because he drew them, and they look exactly like pictures. I could never do that. I could never do that, like draw something that looks exactly like a photograph. I don't even know how that happens. But people say to me, how do you, and I'm used to, how do you do that? How do you do that? I got to challenge. And I think Synergy Restored is the pinnacle of, okay, you're playing riffs and you're singing lyrics that you're going to have to fucking bust your ass to do them both at the same time. And I'm working on that now. And, it's fucking hard. But it's fun,
Well, it's good to hear you're in a revelation of some sort, and that's awesome. I think it's going to be interesting the next few years, depending on what happens.
No, it's fun as hell, because I like the challenge, and the album is so good. It's, I accept it as the best album I've ever done, I've ever worked on, the best songs I've ever written, because they're on the level of awesome to listen to if you like good songs, and awesome to listen to and watch or learn if you're a musician. I don't think I can take that concept any further unless I was going to be, of course, a death metal band, which, is so extreme that it gets to the point where, like, everything's going at once, and if the songs aren't good, then it's just everything going at once. And you have to have that. But even I can listen to a lot of technical bands and get bored really quick if it's too fast and too technical and there's no song there. There has to be a time a song presents itself. If it's a verse or a chorus or something like that, there has to be a time where something breaks down. So I think I'm at, like, for rock and roll, I think I'm at the pinnacle for this album. I think I'm, up where I'm like, okay, this is like the most challenging thing. It's just bizarre to have this realization today.
Well, and it's so new because the album just came out like 4 weeks ago. It's like brand new. And like you said, wait until you get an opportunity to start playing some of those shows and playing some of the songs live, maybe doing a tour or two, who knows, right? So
yeah,
I think that's going to be great. And then, moving forward. So it'll be exciting. Like I said, it's going to be exciting next few years, and I think so. That's kind of cool.
No, I'm not. I don't want anybody to think, "Oh my God, I can't do it." It's really exciting,
right?
Because, I don't want anybody to be like, "Oh God, he's," No, I can do it. Of course, I can do it, but I think I'm putting too much emphasis on what people see as a song instead of what they hear. So maybe the next album won't be so crazy musically, guitar-wise, but it'll be songs that aren't about just watching them being played and just being like, how does he do that? That's where James Hetfield, the first song where I thought, how the fuck does he do that? That was That's Blackened. Blackened disease. Blackened disease. Yeah. You were saying. You know, like that was like, and Battery. I'm turning on the reaction way. If we're crushing on like a battery, it's here to stay. That's just hard, you know. And that's why Master of Puppets is a fucking multi-million album, is because it was something to watch and be like, how's he singing and playing at the same time? You know, from Master of Puppets, there's a reason. Angel Healing. Those who are alive use a air that others can breathe. Human leeches all around. It's all like, it's like, blah, 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 blah. But it's replacing notes that could be played on keyboards and all that. But when you play them on guitar, people are like, ah. But when you play like sophisticated technical stuff on it, people are like, oh, that, you know, oh, that's cool, that's catchy. But when it's like single notes, people are like, most people don't get it. And the people that do are the people that are here and are going to watch this video. An interesting perspective, how to look at music. And, you know, I'm looking at it in a sense. Because I'm so bored by the sound of any guitar. But when I get on a keyboard, I can find like a cool sound and write something really simple. And I'm like, that's awesome. And I put it, you know, when I try to do something on the guitar, I'm like, that's not anything special. So I make it special and I overwrite it. And I overdo it, and then I come up with these songs that I really love because I overdid it, and I emphasized the physical part of being the guitar, and that's what I've been doing since the very beginning. But I'm trying to think like, all right, I think I've reached the point where I can't do that anymore, because otherwise, for rock and roll anyway, because it would just be too much. I don't know. I was just spending a lot of time playing today, this acoustic, and I'm just thinking about stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. No, it's okay. Queen Phoenix Rising, she's in the chats. She made you a poster. She's from the UK. She collaborated with you on a poster like years ago.
Oh, Nick.
But she's going to be here in Turku, Finland, for some band that she's going to see, and I told her I was going to meet up with her, so it's great that like we can, you know, if the Smunday people are in town, yeah, I'm so happy to come out and meet them. You know, it's so cool.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, Nikki. If we're talking about the same person, he took the photograph of the posters. Yeah. No, she's cool. She's really cool.
Yeah. No, dude, I think this is great. Like, it's cool that you've been, you know, focusing on this and you've been playing. And like I said, wait until we can get some shows and people can actually come out and get to see it live, because then it's a whole different story. Like you said, like, it's one thing to do it on the album, which everybody can do. Yeah. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Everybody can manipulate the way an album sounds, but then actually do it live without all kinds of things. It's like, that's cool.
And right, and aside from like Wish Me Dead, I'm like, well, I got to learn the rest of these songs, you know. And when I started to play the riffs, and sing them, it occurred to me that back 2 years ago, I was like, I want to make a record where I have these riffs and the vocals are going to be almost impossible to sing to these riffs. I remember thinking that. And I remember writing Taken by Surprise and Adios Amigo and Fire Sky and Throw Yourself Inside. Like, all these songs were written to challenge myself. A, they have to be something that everyone can listen to. B, they have to be scary for me to release and get them perfect so I can play them live. And C, they have to be something that will impress people that like to watch somebody play the guitar and sing at the same time. So I can handle it easily. I've already gone over all the songs tonight, but they're the hardest ever. Like, Synergy is the hardest album with songs that are so hard to play without singing. So, all right, I'm sitting there playing the songs. I'm playing all the riffs and whatever. And then I try to sing them. I'm like, oh, fuck. I set this trap for myself 2 years ago where I wrote these songs. I wanted them to people that, and that's this album. All right. This has to be the goal for rock music. I can't get any more complicated than that. It's like the master of, like, Metallica never got more technical than that. They went back. And although, like, they went back and they, in my opinion, weren't ever as good as they were with Master of Puppets, there's still some, I think that for me, there's still a way to, like, ease off on that and just focus more on the texture and the environment and atmosphere of a song instead of just like, that's just been my obsession. And it's, you know, but at the same time, I don't want people to think that I'm going to get really simple with shit. Who knows? I'm probably going to go try to do a fucking more technical thing with rock music. It's just so weird. Everything's always been so, you know, but the lyrics for 96 Quite Bitter Beings, with my present and mixed down toward my to the cloud, you know, that's easy. But then I just got carried away with it, and I'm still carried away with it.
Well, like you said, Darren, it's easy in your opinion, but like for many others, most other people, it's not easy. Like, just like the drawings that people make with charcoal, you know, so it's not easy.
That shit looks impossible to me.
Well,
When I like a piece of art that was done with pencils and like charcoal shavings and like little, like, whatever they use, I don't even know. Like, even the paint shit, that like paint knife where they like put the paint on the thing.
Yeah, the easel. Isn't it the easel?
What is it called?
I don't know.
I don't know. The white. Somebody help me out here. The white board.
Canvas.
Thank you. Yeah, on the canvas, you know, they put the paint on there, and they have their knives, brushes, and 50 different to do this painting. But nobody watches them paint. They just look at the painting after it's done. So painting and art is for eyes. Skateboard tricks for eyes. Baseball, basketball, that's for eyes. You don't want to listen to a basketball game. You don't want to hear like, you don't want to hear that. Music is for ears, and it's for eyes when you're, if you care to watch it, which most people don't. But I
you know what?
feel like I solved the puzzle today. Like, I solved this thing. Eyes. Some things are for the ears, and some things are for.
You know what analogy brings brings to mind when you're talking about this. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. But there's an artist that used to be on public TV all the time. His name was Bob Ross. You know Bob Ross? Who Bob Ross is? Yeah.
Yeah. And there's an equivalent. He sat down with a blank canvas. And he would have all of his utilities, all of his paints, and he would say, okay, let's just put a little hat. It's like, what the fuck? Like, if you're watching and you're following up and you're trying to do that, it is 90% of the time, no one is going to be able to do what he's doing, but he makes it seem so easy. Bob Ross watching art and kind of listening to it, but it's still watching it and then seeing the final.
Sure, but it reminds me of Darren. Darren is kind of like the Bob Ross of rock and roll, you know, because you're visually and technically doing two things at the same time in front of a live audience where they can clearly see what you're doing and blowing people's minds.
In a live situation. But are these complex compositions?
I think that the people in the chats, do you guys like that analogy that Darren is the Bob Ross of rock and roll? Tell me if you like that in the chats.
Perfect. You listen, but you watch Bob Ross until it's just eyes the whole time. You don't listen to Bob Ross. You wouldn't be able to do anything. Just listen to him.
People like it.
Music is
they like it.
Hearing and not looking. But I'm basing my music songs off of what I'm looking at, and say for. I doubt I'm ever going to be able to, but.
Hey Darren, I see some potential. I see some potential merchandise possibilities with this Bob Ross thing. Darren Miller's the Bob Ross of rock and roll. It's like Darren holding an easel. That could be awesome.
But you need to find an analogy where somebody can watch, where somebody's doing something that you look at and you hear.
Darren has better hair. I like that.
Besides that,
Darren's hair is better than Bob Ross. Darren will like. He likes that comment.
What kind of entertainment?
96 bitter Bobs. Oh no. Here we go.
Rather. His hair.
I love it. Everybody here. 96 better Bobs. Haha, this is funny. Well, no, but we're being serious. I'm being serious. It's not even funny.
Definitely rather have Bob Ross's hair. Am I frozen or something? I never played.
Oh yeah, Darren did say he was cutting his hair. He's so full of shit. He ain't cutting his hair. Just like I'm not cutting my hair. Nobody's cutting nobody's hair.
My daughter. No, I cut off. I've had it tied up for like. I can't stand it anymore. You know, I have long hair, I want short hair. Can't satisfy myself. No, but my daughter Lola is like cut. She cut off like it's like your length now, Maddie. You know, I cut off like it went like to here, and just cut like that shit off. But I hate I hate finding it in my food and mouth. I hate waking up with it. Like, I hate when it's knotted and I have to brush it. I hate when I take a shower, a lot of it comes out, especially when I had COVID. A side effect of COVID is that after you get COVID and you get well, and that effect, my wife had that problem. She's pulling out chunks of her hair. Like her hairstylist was like pulling chunks of her hair out. And she was like, you know, did you have COVID? My wife was like, yeah. She said, that's why all your hair's coming out. It's like a thing that happens like a month or two after you have COVID for some people. And for me, since I've had it 3 times, a month after I have COVID, or 2 months, or 3 months after I have COVID, my hair starts fucking falling out in chunks. And I'm like, what the fuck? I should just fucking cut it off. And then, you know, I can't because...
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
no, because how are you supposed to headbang? How are you supposed to headbang? This is ridiculous.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Just, but, you
know, and like, especially now, because if we're gonna be playing like gigs, right? And we both have to be up front fucking headbanging. So you need to keep your hair at least for some time.
Yeah, because we both look like psychotic band playing these that are psychotic to these lyrics that are psychotic, to make mainstream rock music not mainstream, just making it psychotic. Like
if you're watching this right now, you obviously know that we're not trying to be mainstream, because we're on an Instagram channel where we don't promote it at all. And we're not trying to, so, and we're at the most inconvenient time for most people. So no, we're not mainstream. Nobody's trying to be mainstream. Like if it happens to be, that's not our fault. It's not our fault if it happens to be mainstream.
You know, we're living in a time where it's like I was reading a lot of, well, first of all, Kirstie Alley died. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She died. That sucks. I always liked her. I didn't like when she tried to have a career in like a tabloid kind of sense, like Cheers and Star Trek 2. Like, I loved her on those, like that Star Trek 2. She was awesome. On Cheers, she was awesome. She was funny. And then, like, it's so weird because, like, sometimes people, like Kirstie Alley was doing something and I was like, oh God, I don't want to watch that. And then all of a sudden there's like a quiet period where you don't hear from a celebrity, and then they die. And then you're like, oh, that's where they've been. They've been suffering with a disease. That's why they disappeared all of a sudden. And it's just so fucked up because that happened with people like David Bowie and some people, like, you know, stay in the public eye right to the very last day, like Eddie Van Halen. I remember seeing pictures of him at like a Tool show or something, and then like a week later they announced, you know, that he was dead. And some people that are public figures, they are working, and you either are like, this is awesome, or this is horrible, or this is horrible, or I don't care. And then, like, they just disappear. It's like, you don't think about it because they're gone. And then you find out that they were suffering with something. Cancer. Usually cancer. I mean, what other... I mean, there's a lot of diseases that...
yeah.
you suffer through, but cancer is usually...
Mental illness. Mental illness.
I don't know if mental illness can kill you.
Well, you can kill yourself because of it, because that's what people do. It's interesting.
So it disappear, and everybody's like, where are they? And then they kill themselves. That happens a lot too. But it's interesting because that we're talking about this, because my wife just brought Shelley Hall out of retirement. Oh, that's somebody already. Oh, Aaron. I thought he said.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall is the wife in The Shining. Everybody knows that movie. You know, here's Johnny. You know, she's like, ah. She went into retirement. She was, after that movie and after a couple other things, she's like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. And she left. Just like Vinnie Vincent did. He was a guitar player. He left too, but Shelley Duvall was a lot more, you know, famous in the public eye. But she brought her out of retirement for a movie. And she, you know, she's just like, I'm just so happy to get back in. It's so funny how modest these famous people are. Like, oh, I didn't know that people knew who I was. You know, it's just cool. Yeah, I'd like to do some movies again. You know, it's so weird. And she's smoking like 3 packs of cigarettes, different brands. You know, and it's so interesting. It's more interesting than anything else that people think are interesting right now.
Well, some people really think Rubik's Cube is interesting.
Rubik's Cube is those people that solve it in like a second. I don't know. Crazy. Did you see the guy that was juggling Rubik's Cubes and solving them while he was juggling?
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, that's what you can't listen to that. You don't watch it. But if somebody was like, listen to this guy solving Rubik's Cubes while he's juggling.
It'd be so boring. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but to watch, it's like, but music is the only kind of art where it's possible to watch and listen to. What else is there that you can watch and listen to? Not bad.
If anybody in the chat wants to write it, I don't know. I mean,
talking over.
Yeah, you can't really listen to other art.
He bounces the. You can't art except for.
It's music. I think music is the only audio form of art. I mean, music is audio. That's it. There's nothing other than that.
Podcasts and music. You can watch podcasts. You can watch Joe Rogan, and you can listen. It's another art form where you can use both of those senses and enjoy it. You can watch Joe Rogan, watch his guest, and you can listen to it, and you don't have to watch it, and you can watch it and not listen to it, but it won't be the same thing. And that's what music is like. You watch somebody do something really technical and you don't hear it. It's watching somebody where you know they're doing something, but you can't hear it. It's such a bizarre thing. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. But no, podcasts are something you can watch and listen to. But I can't think of anything else.
No, I don't think so. I think that's why they call it music and audio, because there's nothing else to compete. I mean, there isn't anything else. It's music and audio. It's sound.
Yeah. I think music and podcasts are similar because you can watch them, but if you can't hear them, they don't mean much to you. But if you watch and listen,
how about like a waterfall? Maybe like a natural occurring event, like a waterfall. It's got a amazing visual, and a soothing sound. But that's like a natural. That's not even human.
That is something. It's right. Like they do record. Well, they used to record. They still do. I mean, these relaxing, stuff they put on. They record. That's like nature and like thunderstorms. I used to use it when I couldn't. If I had insomnia, I would listen to thunderstorms because I was so used to them, and they would put me to sleep. And we don't have thunderstorms here, so thunderstorms are a good example. They're cool to watch and they're cool to listen to. And yeah, you're right. Walls and like rivers and creeks and ocean waves. But then there's stars. You can't listen to stars. You can only look at them. It's so weird to put things into how many senses can enjoy one thing. It's weird.
Well, and then you can't smell sounds either, or can you?
No. Mags put birds chirping. Well, that's just listening. No one wants to watch birds chirp. So that doesn't make much sense. No, it's about like what can you listen to and watch that's entertaining for both senses. And what things are watching, hearing, and touching. That could be the ocean, waves, you know, going into the ocean, something you watch, you hear, and you feel, and you can take if you want to.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of
Interesting.
stuff that's on.
Interesting Smunday today. I say we start wrapping it up today because we should end on a good note. But the album Synergy Restored is still new, everyone. So you know we got to still keep, as much as you might have already. I think we should still keep sharing it and trying to get it out to more people because it's still brand new. And if anybody that's watching has ideas of what bands. Like, actually, before we go, does anybody have any ideas of what bands that you would want to see the band play with? Like, if there was a tour, like, what bands would be cool that you guys and gals that are watching that would want to see the band with? I just want to know what everybody in the chats are thinking. That's all.
Any bands that they like.
And don't say the Beatles or, you know, a band that doesn't exist right now, like, anymore. Yeah. Like, a band that's around today. Like a new band that I might not even know, because I want to check out some of these bands too. Royal Thunder, Suicide Silence, from Huntington Beach.
Birdwatch. We have like a 30-second delay or something.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just trying to say, like, you know, Mags made the thing like, oh, there's bird watching. People bird watch, but I think bird watching is trying to find difference in a particular bird to see what it does. Watching, I think it's ornithology, where you try to find different bird. You don't watch a robin to see what happens. I could be wrong. But no, this is interesting.
Maybe.
Like, forms of entertainment. I don't know. Yeah, the Melvin cult, that would be awesome. I was told of a band that we might tour, and I said, okay, that could be cool, but weird. But you know what? Like I said, music sites, the shit that's happening right now, where inflation and Devin Townsend, because nobody can afford the travel expenses, the gas, and all the inflation of the airlines, the flights, and all that stuff. It just eats up the revenue. So, like, okay, now we have to work even harder to find a way to do this. And in the next couple of months, I think a lot of people are gonna either cancel tours or just not book tours. That's what it's going from this point. Because they just can't. It's not affordable. You can't even break. Like, if it's to a point where it's like, okay, you guys can go on tour, but it's going to cost you $1,500. It's like, well, then you know, what do we do? Like, we have to reinvent that concept. How do we go on tour and not starve, essentially? So we're working on that. I'm working on that, and we're gonna have some updates on that, Europe and the U.S., where hopefully we work, because I have to play live. Like, that's just something that we have to do. We have to play live.
Yeah.
And if it's difficult and a different experience from what it used to be, where you just, okay, we're going out. It's all booked. We're going. Let's go. If it's difficult to the point where it doesn't seem feasible, then that's another challenge for me, where I say, let's make it feasible. And people say, what are you talking about? You're crazy. And then I say, no, we'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. And then hopefully we'll come to a situation where who knows?
Like Ricky Slayer says, let the fans fund it. I'm down for that. And then Klebbing says, I'm down for a crowdfunding tour. Like, there's ways we can figure something out. But first, we need to have the opportunity to happen before we can make anything work. So we're working on it, actually. So more to be in the future. We'll talk about it.
I have to say that that's so fucking cool that people are like, crowdfund it. And I kind of did a crowdfunding where I sold and I kept the money to put into the tour. But on a tour, we crowdfunded the first to have a record company. Nobody gave us money to buy the stuff we needed, but the fans did. So this kind of band, in our situation, this kind of music, it dawned on people that understand what we're doing. Yeah. And they are interested in helping out financially. So crowdfunding a tour would be really cool. I just have reservations about that, because there are a lot of people that are on, what's it called? You can pay and have somebody call you or something. What's that called?
Oh, yeah. OnlyFans. I think it's called OnlyFans or something.
I think OnlyFans is like you pay someone to like jerk off or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It's for lots of girls to do that.
Yeah. What is that called?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. What's the other one? Yeah, I know what it is. I forget the name. Cameo. Yeah.
Yeah.
OnlyFans. Let's go on there.
People to talk to you. That's so. Yeah, it's like, pay me $55 and I'll sing Happy Birthday to you. Like, that is the low in my eyes. Like, that is just that. No. I can't do that. Everybody tells me that. Go on Cameo. Price it. Set your price at $100. Set your price at $25. For $25, you'll tell somebody fuck. For $50, you'll sing Happy Birthday. For $100, you'll them for 20 minutes. Like, that is so weird. That is like creepy. It's a notion of the mouth or something. I don't like that at all. Extremely uncomfortable.
Wait, somebody just said, is this true? Somebody said, ha, that's what Bam is doing. Is Bam on doing that? That's weird. Why would he do that?
Because that's obvious. Did I hear?
Maybe it's a cool thing to do. You know, I don't know. It's something though. I mean, people do it. So that you have to say that. I don't know.
I don't like it at all. It's not for me at all. No, somebody said that Matt Dice did a playthrough in Infirmary. No, I didn't see that. That's cool. I have no problem with Matt Dice at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. If that's what people do, I mean, there's You could do it, like you said, you could sing happy birthday, but you could do other things. I'm sure there's better things you can do than sing happy birthday.
That is something that I am not comfortable with. That's like, to me, that's, oh, you run into a fan at a gas station, and before they say anything, you say, all right, give me $20 and I'll talk to you. I can't do that. That is so fucking weird. Before you want to talk to me or meet, give me $20. That's prostitution in a way.
What about like if you go on Cameo and you're like, I only do happy birthdays, so there's nothing else I'll do but happy birthdays. and you're like, you only get one a year because I know you. I'm writing it down, so you can only ask me one time a year.
If you try people to do one particular thing, it's not as bad. But if somebody's sending you money and it's like, you can get to talk to me or say hi to me if you pay $25. That is the lowest of the low that you can possibly get. And you don't give them anything. If you don't give them a thing after they pay money, it's prostitution. It's like even prostitutes give people something. They give vagina. They have a person. Like, what is the point of a celebrity saying, for $100, I will enlighten you with my speech. You can say something to me, and I'll talk back to you because that's worth so much money. That's sick. I think that's so sick. I hate it. I don't hate it at all.
You can have fun with it. You could just show up and be like, I'm going to look into the camera when you have your 5 minutes with me, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to go like this for 5 minutes, and I want $50. That's cool. See, that's artistic then.
No, but you know what? The good idea would be like, if they want me to play a song, then that might be something.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Something. Yeah, that would be something. Instead of just like, okay, go. What do you want? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, bye. That's so weird.
Yeah, like give me 5 songs and I'll play them live on a live thing, and you pick what songs you want me to play and I'll play them. That's cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like a live half an hour for a certain amount of money. That would be okay. Not completely comfortable with it, but that would be all right, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's different things that we're lucky that we have the fans to help out with that. A lot of bands and people don't have the fans that care enough that they'll buy a ticket if they come to town. They're not concerned about the band coming before they do. They're not like, I don't know. Whoever's big right now. Like Blink 182, like no fans of Blink 182 are worried about, are they having trouble going out? Where are they today? What are they doing tonight? Oh, that's not a thing. When you're a band that has certain fans in a certain market, in a certain limited group, that's a new word, limited group, then that's something. But yeah, we should wrap this up.
Yeah, but hey, let's do something cool next week. Maybe some of the people that are watching can come on and we can do like another like check up, like lonely people's type of thing. But hopefully there's not too many lonely people. We can just talk to people, because lonely people is no fun. But it was interesting when we did that last time.
Yeah, I think this is a good episode. I think that mentioning lonely people is what Cameo is. Celebrities taking advantage of lonely people.
They take advantage of it. Yeah. Maybe that's what that is. Right.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't like that at all. That's horrible.
I know,
Anyways,
Queen of Phoenix, you'll be on Finnish time. I told you we will meet up when you're in town, so we will definitely do that. That'll be fun to meet you, and great to meet everybody, or great everybody showed up today. So let's make next week even better. Share Synergy Restored with your friends and your family. It's still brand new, so let's get the word out, everyone. I will do the same. I've been doing it, but I'll do it again. Hopefully everybody else will as well.